Hello, welcome to the Dungeon Dwellers podcast. Uh, this is our third review for Halloween month. Today we're reviewing Bone Volume 1 out from Boneville. I know this is one where it's like, dude, how is this like Halloween themed? And other than the fact that it's a story about anthropomorphic bone people, which I guess that's not anthropomorphic because that's usually animals, but whatever. I don't know. It's like with the horrible news about Donald Trump getting President Trump getting infected with COVID-19. When I was going through the books I was planning the review for this month, I decided, fuck it, I want to read something lighthearted today to cheer me up, and I have a lot of nostalgic for this book. I'm gonna try to keep this PG, this review PG. I have a lot of nostalgic for this book. I first read it in 8th grade. The teacher had this book stand, this rotating book stand where like he had his personal books he would put there, and he didn't have like a lot of comic books there. It was like one Fantastic Four graphic novel, which was shit, and like the Bone books. And people don't know, it's written by Jeff Smith. It was originally published, I think they said like 1991, and like even I saw like some images like where like even Image Comics published this. This is basically a book for kids. The graphic novel was published by Scholastic, which publishes a lot of children books. The story of this, it's basically a child-friendly version of Lord of the Rings, where you have these three characters that are bone-like people. Phone Bone, who's like the lovable, cheerful one. Phony Bone, who's like, he's like, I would say he's like Scrooge McDuck, but a shifty, like a shifty, like greedy version of Scrooge McDuck, where he's always has schemes, like he always wants to pull scams. And Smiley Bone, who's the tall one, he's the dumb one out of the group, and he has a thing for cigars and gambling. He has a gambling problem, which I don't know if portraying gambling in children books is a good thing, but whatever, because gambling can be highly addictive. Like there have been people who've gone into the poorhouses through gambling, and then they can't stop themselves. But yeah, and what's the story is, what the story is these three characters are from like a town where it's like all inhabited by bone-like people, and it's like a modern world. And they're chased out of town. They're all cousins. Their cousin Phony Bone, Phone Bone, try to pull a scam and piss off the residents of that town, and they're forced to leave. They get separated. They end up in this valley where inhabited by people and talking animals, talking bugs, and it's very much the Middle Ages. Like they try to buy stuff with money, and like they end up in debt because they don't use cash. They use they have a barter system where they trade like goods and services. So like the two of the characters are forced to work at a tavern. The main character, Phone Bone, meets this young girl who he's attracted to. They never say how old the girl is. The girl's name is Thorn, which is a little creepy because the other characters are portrayed as adults, but I guess because they're so short, they're kind of like treated like children, and it's just like weird. Like you have this character that's adult male, and he's falling in love with this girl who we have no idea how old she is. She could be anything from 15 to 20. She lives with her grandma, who's a tough old bat. Used to be I guess a tough warrior. Um, yeah, this book is not without conflict. Obviously, it's like Lord of the Rings, so there obviously has to be some bad guys. So the bad guys seem to be these rat-like creatures that are under the command of their king, Dolk, which is a larger, more. He has like humanoid legs when the other rat creatures have like more like animal legs, but for some reason his legs are like really long and straight like a person's, but he has like he looks the top half he looks just like them but has a bigger head. And that's King Doc, the leader of the rat creatures, and above him there's this hooded man who carries around a scythe. He's basically the Sauron or Saruman character. For some reason, he has the rat creatures looking for the bone creature with a star on his chest, and that's Phone Bone. Not Phone Bone. Phony Bone, the greedy one. I'm not. I was gonna make a joke, but it wouldn't have been age appropriate. Though I'm still gonna mark this review as not for kids because I'm sure I would get in trouble when I have one review for kids and like all my other reviews are not for kids. So I'm just keeping this PG for whatever kids stumble onto this review. Yeah, so he's after Phony Bone for some reason we don't know yet, and though I did read these books back in the day, I only recently, like last couple years, picked up 1 through 3, and I don't remember why they wanted him. You know how it is. It's probably some prophecy. There's a red dragon character in this book who protects Phone Bone from the rat creatures. For whatever reason, he has some kind of like history with the old lady, Thorin's grandma, who's called Grandma Ben by some people, and like Rosie by others. Yeah, I would say I really like this book. The art by Jeff Smith is good. It's very cartoony because he went to school originally to be a cartoonist, apparently. Yeah, there's some. I would say the comedy is good. The drama is good. It's not very violent, but like, this book could be scary for small children because they do use the word kill, and then there's a scene where you see a little girl. It's a flashback with Thorn where it's like, it's like a flashback to where her village is being destroyed. You don't really see the village being destroyed, but you can like, there's like a close-up on her eyes, and you can see like fire being reflected off it, like her town is burning. So I don't know. I would say maybe don't let if you're a parent and you're looking for a comic book to lend your kids or like to get them into reading, because that's how my parents got me into reading. I had no interest in reading. And like how they got me into reading is by reading comic books, reading manga. So like that's I would say the best way to get kids interested in reading. Even though you have visual novels now that are fully voice acted, so that might, yeah. But who reads that stuff anyway? They're overpriced. They're like the price for a visual novel is like you can buy a video game for that. I don't know who buys that stuff. But yeah, I would say this is a good book to get kids interested in reading. Though if I remember correctly, it does get violent later on in the series. You got armies fighting each other. So I wouldn't say like, maybe if your kid is like, I would say between 8 to 9, get them to read read it then, but not, I wouldn't say any younger. And like it's like 6 chapters. It's like about the size of a graphic novel that has like 6 issues. And I got this for like 14 bucks. So that's a very cheap price. And it's like if you're American, it's like 13 for some reason. But yeah, if you're, I would say that's a good price for a book. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like it, and I think kids would like it too. If I had to give it a rating, I would say it's like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for like a children's book. If you're adult and trying to read this, then it's like, I don't know, like a 6.5, depending like, do you like Jeff Smith's art and humor? But like, yeah, I would say I totally recommend this. My next review for my regular viewers, which I only have 1 subscriber right now. My next review is going to be Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death by John Wagner and Brian Bullen. Brian Bullen being the artist who drew Batman Killing Joke. So, see you later. Peace.